Hey, sixth graders, we are back for lesson 9.3 on measures of center. We talked about the mean on Thursday of last week. This week we're going to dive into two other measures of center. The first is called median and the second is called mode. Hopefully you had some exposure to this in elementary school, but if not, we're going to make sure that you do and that you understand the difference. So when we go back to mean, we're talking about averages. We're adding up numbers and dividing by how many data values we have. When we move on to median, we're talking more about the middle number in a set of data values. So if we line them up, and it's very important to listen to this, smallest to biggest, okay? They have to be in order. If it's an odd set of numbers, the middle number is going to be the median. So let's say I had 5 numbers or 13 numbers or 27. So if the number of data values is odd, that middle number is going to be your median. If you had an even set of numbers, let's say we had 6 numbers that we were working with, the two middle numbers are added together, divided by 2, which is basically getting the mean of those two numbers, and that would be the median. So let's say my two middle numbers were 6 and 10. 6 plus 10 is 16, divided by 2 is 8, so my median would be 8. Now, the median in that case wasn't even part of the original set of numbers I started with, but it's still the middle value when they're ordered least to greatest. The last thing we're going to talk about is mode. The mode is basically the one that occurs most often. So if I say I have a set of data values of little brothers and sisters and their ages are 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, and 7, 3 is the mode because there are 3 kids that are 3 years old. It is possible to have more than one mode. So if I had a data set that had 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, then 1 and 3 would both be modes. The other example that doesn't happen very often is when we don't have any numbers that repeat. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is no mode because none of those numbers repeats in my data set. That's all you really need to know about median and mode. The last thing we're going to talk about, and when you're taking your notes, make sure you pay attention to choosing the best measure of center. Okay? So when I'm choosing the best, if I have a typical set of data and there's no outlier, remember we talked about outliers last week, the mean is the best measure of center to choose. Because my data values are nice and spread out, the mean is a good, that average number is the best. When we have an outlier, we do not want to choose the mean. That's the last thing we want to choose because that outlier will throw our mean off, which we also talked about last week. So when we have an outlier, our very best choice is the median. So most of the time we're choosing mean, no outlier, or median because there is an outlier and we want to try to get that middle number. On rare occasions we choose the mode. That would be a case where you want to choose the most popular. Let's say we ask kids, we did favorite ice cream last week I think in each class. If a bunch of kids want chocolate, and then I have a few kids who want strawberry, a few kids who want vanilla, I'm going to choose the mode because I want to get most kids what their choice would be. So it's a rare thing. We don't really even talk about it a ton in math, but just so you know, that would be an example of when you would want to choose the mode. Get ready to take some notes, and we'll be right back with you.